Right, finally, and I probably should have said this at the start, digital IDs on their way. We know this when it comes to digital driver's licences, but what about one that the federal government is involved with? I think our privacy concerns have changed a little since the Australia card, but how do you feel about one central form of identification? James, again, I get why people don't like these things because, of course, if it's linked to things like banking, is there a chance that a cashless system means you can get written off like people like Nigel Farage, or is this just the way the world goes?
Yeah. Oh, look, I think, look, it's not for me, and One Nation have made it very clear we will never support something that forces this upon the average person across the country. The reality is, if you want to opt into it, I know there's some young kids out there that want to get microchips so they never have to carry a phone or a wallet or anything in their life again. That's not for me, and I know there's plenty of people in this country that would never go for that. The reality is, yes, Nigel Farage is just one example of somebody who has been just cut off from the banking sector. And can you imagine if that happened to every other Australian? We've seen a greater push by the Morrison government when they were in government to try and do away with cash, and they tried to introduce cash bans. One Nation again fought back against that. So a digital identity is going down the wrong path. I can see there are merits for some things, but not everything, and there should be an automatic opt-out for anybody who doesn't want to be a part of it.
I'm going to slightly pause here because I want to give the editors at Media Watch a chance to just pretend that I'm the one who introduced this topic. So, Nicholas, would you be one for the microchip?
As you said, the world has changed a lot since the Hawke-Keating years, where, you know, Hawkey went down big time on this one when he wanted to introduce a national card to help streamline all these things. Attitudes have changed. I think we're all used to the big tech companies having all this data about us. They even know our toilet cycles, I'm certain. I think James picks up on a good point. Most young people, they're just used to it.
Don't finish that. Hang on. You started a point. Were you about to reveal something about our toilet cycles? Was the deep state keeping data on ones and twos, mate?
Well, I'm sure your Apple iWatch there probably knows when you stand and when you sit down, Paul. Knows when that blood pressure's going up. Knows when it's time for you to go to the toot, you know. They're watching you.
Oh, God, I look forward to this amusing.
So, look, there is something inside me that feels a little bit like James, a little uncomfortable about this, but I actually think most Australians, particularly young Australians, will go, gee, if I don't have to remember 10 different passwords and it's a one-stop sort of shop for all this stuff, the convenience outweighs, concerns about privacy loss and all of that.
All right. Well, we'll wait, watch and see. Lads, thank you very much. Meet halfway in the middle. I think that'll be northern New South Wales. Good on you guys. Talk to you soon.